dunks it through. 100 points for Wilt Chamberlain. The most amazing one-man show in basketball history.
I know it seems like a miracle number to a lot of the people, but I could have scored 100 a number of other times. But if I had a better day and had a better cause, I believe it would have been more important to me. But, you know, Tom, you take averaging 50 points a game. To me, that was phenomenal. Right. To go out on the court and say, hey, in order for me to hit my average, I have to score 50 tonight. And if I score anything under 50, then I'm really not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Coming in, flex. I just want.
Wilt Norman Chamberlain, the greatest athlete in NBA history and one of the best players in history. The feats he accomplished are surreal. Just as LeBron and MJ are freaks of nature, so was Wilt, maybe even more so. The man, the myth, the legend set some records so overpowering that players today haven't even broken in this fast-paced, high-scoring league. Today we take a look into his prolificent career. Wilt was born on August 21, 1936 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to a family of 9 children. He was a frail child and nearly died of pneumonia in his early years, hence missing a year of school. He originally didn't play basketball as he thought it was a game for sissies, instead opting for track and field. As a youth, he could high jump 6 feet 6 inches, long jump 22 feet, and run 440 yards in 49 seconds. Eventually, he turned to the sport, stating, "Basketball was king in Philadelphia." Chamberlain was a very tall child, being 6 feet at 10 years and 6'11" when he entered high school. He gained 3 lifelong nicknames: Goliath, Big Dipper as he used to dip his head into doorways while he entered, and Wilt the Stilts. As the star player for the Overbrook Panthers, he averaged 31 points per game during the 53 season. He was at one point quadruple teamed, yes, quadruple teamed, in the championship versus West Catholic. However, he still scored 29 points. Unfortunately, the team lost. In his second season, he recorded a prolific 71 points versus Roxborough. In his third and final season, he hit 74, 78, and 90 points in 3 consecutive games. He finished by breaking the high school record with 2252 points, averaging 37.4 points per game. Keep in mind at this point he's still in high school, and the pace of the game is incredibly slow. He wanted a change for uni, so Philly and New York were out of the question. He also snubbed the South due to racial segregation, hence opting for Kansas in the Midwest. In 1955, Chamberlain entered the University of Kansas, playing under coach Fog Allen, whom he admired. His debut was highly anticipated, and he went above and beyond, scoring 42 points, grabbing 29 boards, and registering 4 blocks. On the 3rd December 1956, he made his debut as varsity center, hitting 52 points, grabbing 31 rebounds, breaking both all-time Kansas records. Wilt also broke Johnny Carr's toe with a dunk. Let's highlight his track feats. By now, he was doing the 100-yard dash in 10.9 seconds, shot put at 56 feet, won every high jump, and triple jumped more than 50 feet. However, in basketball, his opponents resorted to freezing the ball since the shot clock hadn't been introduced yet, making the game boring. By the time Wilt was done with Kansas after 2 years, he had led the Jayhawks to an 18-5 record, averaged 29.9 points per game, 18.3 rebounds, totaling 1433 points and 877 rebounds, leading Kansas to one Big 7 championship. His number 13 jersey was later retired in 1988. After his frustrating junior year, Chamberlain wanted to become a pro player before finishing his senior year. However, the NBA didn't accept players until their college graduating class had been completed. Therefore, he decided to play for the Harlem Globetrotters in 1958 for $50,000, which is about $443,000 today. The team made history by playing in Moscow in 1959 and joined a sold-out tour of the Soviet Union. They were also greeted by General Secretary Nikita Khrushchev. One skit involved Chamberlain throwing up Captain Meadowlark Lemon several feet in the air, then catching him like a doll. Lemon, who was 210 pounds, later said, "Chamberlain was the strongest athlete who ever lived." Wilt recalled his time fondly with them as he wasn't asked to break records or jeer at. His number 13 jersey was retired by them on March 9, 2000. October 24, 1959, Chamberlain made his NBA debut with the Philadelphia Warriors, immediately becoming the highest paid player with a signing a $30,000 contract, which is about $263,000 today, even more than what Eddie Gottlieb paid for the whole franchise in 1952, in which he paid $25,000. In his first game as a rookie, he scored 43 points and grabbed 28 boards, and in his third, he scored 41 points and grabbed 40 rebounds, a then career high. At his fourth game, he met his future on-court rival in Bill Russell, outscoring him 30-28, but Boston still won. This rivalry grew to be one of the NBA's greatest on-court rivalries of all time, with them meeting a multitude of times. During his rookie season, Chamberlain averaged 37.6 points and 27 rebounds. To put this into perspective, Harden averaged around 37 points in his MVP season. Wilt only needed 56 games to hit 2102 points, shattering Bob Petit's previous record of 72 games for 2101 points. That season he broke 8 NBA records, was named MVP and Rookie of the Year, a feat matched only by Wes Unseld in the 68-69 season. He capped off the season with him winning the All-Star game with a 23-point, 25-rebound performance. In the playoffs, he became the first NBA player to hit 50 points and 35 rebounds. The Warriors, however, lost the finals 4-2 to Boston. The following season, Wilt started off with a bang, scoring 42 points and gaining 31 rebounds versus Syracuse Nationals. This year, he set the all-time record for rebounds in a single game with 55. He also became the first player to hit 3,000 points and the only one to grab more than 2,000 boards at 21:49 in a season. Chamberlain was so dominant that he scored almost 32% of his team points and collected 30.4% of their rebounds. The team was however swept in the first round of the playoffs. The 1961-62 season was a massive reckoning for Wilt, as he set several all-time records which have never been threatened. He averaged 50.4 points per game and grabbed 25.7 rebounds per game. On March 2, 1962, in Hershey, Pennsylvania, Chamberlain made history scoring 100 points in a single game, on 36 of 63 from the field and 28 of 32 from the free throw line against the Knicks, a record which looks daunting and almost impossible to break even in today's fast-paced high-scoring league. Keep in mind that this is in an era where teams rarely score triple digits. This may sound like a broken record at this point, but the pace of the game was extremely slow. That season, he had 4,029 points, being the only player to break the 4,000 point barrier, and also grabbed 2,052 rebounds. Jordan is the only other player to break the 3,000 point barrier. He was on the floor for 38.82 minutes instead of 38.90, only because of a technical foul ejection, hence averaging 48.53 minutes. He also scored 42 points in the All-Star game, a record which stood unbroken until Anthony Davis in 2017. Warriors unfortunately lost the playoffs in 7 games to the Celtics in spite of Wilt's historic season. This can mainly be attributed to lack of secondary scorers, playmakers, and big men. Chamberlain was so dominant that he was responsible for several rule changes in the NBA, including widening the lane to try and keep big men farther away from the hoop, instituting offensive goaltending, and revising rules governing inbounding the ball and shooting free throws. Wilt once told Jordan that the rules were changed so that he couldn't dominate, and so that Jordan could. In the 62-63 season, Gottlieb sold the Warriors franchise for $850,000, about $7.18 million today, to a group of businessmen who relocated the team to San Francisco. Wilt met his future rival in Lou Alcindor, also known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar later on, at Rucker Park. Wilt was later traded in the season to the Philadelphia 76ers. Before we delve further into his career, let's highlight why Wilt was the greatest athlete of all time. For context, he was 7'1" barefoot and about 275 to 300 pounds, where he stated 300 was his playing weight. While in Kansas, Chamberlain could easily dunk on 12-foot rims, which led to his coach advocating for them as standard. He had a 48-inch vertical, yes, 48. For comparison, Jordan had a 46 to 47, as does Zion. Wilt could also snatch change off the top of the backboard, which is about 13.5 feet in the air. His blocks were so high they were parallel to the top of the backboard, thus in later years, he would block Kareem's unguardable skyhook multiple times. Arnold Schwarzenegger stated that while all the strong guys were doing tricep extensions of 120, Chamberlain was clearing 180. He once lifted a cart which weighed 600 pounds onto the lobby floor when he worked as a hotel bellhop. Wilt could also pick up entire teammates like 6'7", 235-pound Paul Silas to prevent him from fighting. When he worked as a bellhop in a hotel and people would pull up with flat tires and no jack, Wilt would just lift whatever side of the car was necessary. Chamberlain could run at breakneck speed, even for shorter people, as he ran 100 meters in less than 11 seconds, and 49 seconds for 400 meters in baggy sweatpants, all while being a 7'1" Goliath of a man. After After the trade to the Philadelphia 76ers, Chamberlain found himself on a promising team, including future Hall of Famer Hal Greer and a talented cast of role players. Statistically, Chamberlain was again outstanding, posting 34.7 points per game and 22.9 rebounds per game. The Sixers lost in the second round of the playoffs to the Celtics. The next season, Wilt led the Sixers to a 55-25 record, while winning his second MVP, recording 33.5 points per game and 24.6 rebounds per game, also leading the league in both categories. In one particular game, he blocked a dunk attempt by Gus Johnson so hard it dislocated Johnson's shoulder. For all the doubters and haters, Wilt's 66-67 season proved crucial in cementing his legacy as an all-time great, as it was his first championship. The crafty but firm Alex Hannum was appointed coach, and his mentality and character were able to earn Wilt's respect, as he didn't condone or sugarcoat Wilt's egotistical behavior, making sure he knew he was a player for the team. He also persuaded Wilt to change his role to a defensive anchor, thus recording a career low in points, but leading the league in rebounds and third in assists, and had a record-breaking 68.3% from the field, hence earning his third MVP and leading the team to a 68-13 record. In addition, Wilt also began praising his teammates, making them gel better. In the playoffs, the Sixers nearly swept the Celtics with a 4-1 series win. Wilt grabbed an unofficially counted quadruple-double with 24 points, 32 rebounds, and 13 assists, 12 blocks in Game 1. An amazing 41 rebounds in Game 3, and a 29, 36, and 13 triple-double game in Game 5. Effectively ending Boston's 8 consecutive titles. The Sixers were then able to edge out the Warriors, Wilt's former team, in 6 games, hence becoming champions. The 1967-68 season proved another historic one for Wilt, where he led the league in assists, with 702 becoming the first and only center to do so, thus dispelling the myth that he couldn't pass. He also won his 4th and last MVP, and became the first player to score 25,000 points. The team unfortunately lost the playoffs in 7 games to the Celtics, and Wilt was traded to the Lakers, making it the first time a reigning MVP was traded, being given an unprecedented contract of $250,000, about $1.8 million today. Here he joined a squad of future Hall of Famers, including the NBA logo, Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, along with a talented cast. He was, however, not on good terms with the coach, who favored Baylor and West, but benched Wilt several times, something that had never happened before in his career. The Lakers went to the finals but lost in Game 7 to the Celtics, who were fired up after Lakers owner Jack Kent put up thousands of balloons in the rafters in anticipation of a win. That series, Jerry West became the only player in NBA history to become Finals MVP despite being on the losing team, recording a 42-point, 13-rebound and 12-assist game. The next season, Wilt began strongly, averaging 32.2 points and 20.6 rebounds for the first 9 games. Unfortunately, he suffered a total rupture of the patella tendon in his right kneecap, a near career-ending injury. He surprisingly came back from it and played in the Lakers' final games. However, they lost the playoffs to the Knicks in 7 games. The next year was the same, if not worse, for the Lakers, losing captain Elgin Baylor to an Achilles tendon rupture, which effectively ended his career, alongside Jerry West to a knee injury. The Kareem and Oscar Robertson-led Bucks closed the series out against the Lakers in 5 games. Another reckoning season was now approaching for Wilt. The Lakers acquired former Celtics star guard Wilt Chamberlain as head coach, who made Wilt captain and transformed him into a mold of his former rival, Bill Russell. The Lakers went on to record 69 wins, and in the playoffs, they swept the Bulls and went on to face the Bucks. The matchup between Kareem and Wilt was hailed by Life magazine as the greatest in all of sports. Chamberlain was able to outplay his opponent, Kareem, who was 11 years his junior, using tactics as taught by Sharman, who made him focus on his exceptional rebounding and passing to initiate fast breaks. The Lakers advanced to the finals where they played the Knicks. Wilt played Game 5 with a broken hand. The Lakers then closed out the series in 6 games, hence gaining their first championship as a team and Wilt gaining his second ring. The next season proved to be his last. He performed prolifically, winning the rebounding crown for the 11th time in his career with 18.6 rebounds per game. He also shot an NBA record 72.7% from the field. LA won 60 games but lost to the rejuvenated and valiant Knicks in the playoffs in 5 games, with Wilt making a dunk with 1 second left, the last play of his career. At the end of his career, he had never fouled out in an NBA game. Chamberlain then became a coach of the San Diego Conquistadors of the rival ABA in 1973. After After the season, however, he opted to retire. After his basketball career, volleyball became Chamberlain's new passion. He became a board member of the International Volleyball Association in 1974 and became its president a year later. As a testament to his importance, the IVA All-Star Game was only televised because Wilt played in it, where he was the game's MVP. Chamberlain promoted the sport so effectively, he was named to the Volleyball Hall of Fame, being one of the few athletes to be enshrined in multiple sports. He was also inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1979. Wilt starred in a couple of movies such as Conan the Destroyer alongside film megastar Arnold Schwarzenegger, and also wrote a number of books. In his mid-40s, Wilt was still a very fit person and was able to humble a rookie Magic Johnson in practice, where after Magic called Wilt's block over his skyhook goaltending, he proceeded to say there will be no more shots made at this basket and played a game till 12. He then proceeded to block every single shot after that, not letting even one go in. Sadly, in the year 1999, on October 12th, Chamberlain died of congestive heart failure in Bel Air, California at age 63. He stands to this day as one of the greatest and most dominant players to ever play the game. Rest in peace. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe.